All right, so you guys know that I've been talking about eclipse season. Eclipse season is this week. It came really fast. We have our first eclipse. It's a total full moon, lunar blood moon eclipse in the sign of Virgo, happening at 23 degrees. And it's a very, very powerful and karmic eclipse, to say the very least. It is certainly a way to kick off eclipse season because we have Mercury, which is stationary retrograde the following day. This eclipse is a south node eclipse. It's a full moon lunar eclipse, blood moon eclipse in Virgo. It's going to be opposite to Saturn and the Sun in Pisces. It's going to be sextile to Uranus and Mars. And the ruler of this eclipse is Mercury, of course, the ruler of Virgo, and it is conjunct to Venus retrograde. Venus is retrograde in the sign of Aries. So as you can see from just the aspects that the full moon eclipse is making in and of itself, it's a very powerful and karmic full moon eclipse. Now, a lot of people will say that, total solar eclipses are the most powerful, which I don't disagree with, but I have seen total lunar eclipses be just as powerful and kind of create havoc and chaos in people's lives pretty much just as much as I have total solar eclipses. Now, I do have a video on eclipses in astrology in general, so if you're not really aware of what the general themes of eclipses are in astrology, go check that video out. I actually have a couple of them, but eclipses are more or less very potent, powerful energies. They're catalyst events. It's usually going to set off a series of events going into the following eclipse season, so our next eclipse season in the fall. But this one is certainly a closing out. Now, I'm not necessarily an astrologer that advocates for full moons being about letting go or purging, but this is the height of the lunation cycle. We're moving into the waning half of the lunation cycle, but being that this is a total full moon lunar eclipse on the south node, this is even more so about closing something out or saying goodbye to something. And a lot of past experiences or past life karma, things of that nature, can be brought up because it is a south node eclipse, and it's also in a tight aspect to Saturn, which is the planet of karma. You're definitely going to want to see where this eclipse is happening in your chart. So where's 23 degrees of Virgo? If you guys have planets in Virgo or the mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces, this is going to be a very potent and powerful eclipse on a more personal level for you, but always look and see where it's happening in your chart, what aspects it's making, etc. This eclipse feels very heavy to me. It has a lot to do with the past, if not the actual past, then past lives or past life karma in general. It's very karmic in my opinion, and it's very heavy because the weight of Saturn is very prominent. Saturn is conjunct the Sun, and the Sun and Saturn don't necessarily get along, so when they're in a conjunction, it can feel very restrictive, especially to our identity, our vitality, our health, our well-being, our happiness, etc. And eclipses are already a very potent energy as it is. That's why you'll hear most astrologers tell you not to manifest or not to start anything dramatic or end anything, that's significant in your lives during eclipse season, just because the energy is so potent, it's basically going to chew it up and spit it back out. Now, I am going to be covering this further in further videos, so stick around for those. Personal readings for astrology and tarot can be found at the link in my bio. I also have a free mini ebook up there called The History of Tarot. If you're interested in that, it's 100% free, written by yours truly. But happy eclipse season, my loves. It's a very powerful one, a very karmic one, but it's ultimately going to aid us in the most spiritual growth and advancement, and it is for the betterment of all of our souls. Happy eclipse season and stay groovy.